A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was the Mandalorian. This is the N-1 Starfighter that changes into the Mandalorian. Yes, Djarin, very cool character. The Mandalorian has been the best Star Wars that we've seen on the small screen. I mean, I did like Obi-Wan. I did like Skeleton Crew, and I agree the third season, at least the first part of it, was a little disjointed, but it came together. And yeah, and he got a replacement ship after the Razor Crest went bye. He got the N-1 Starfighter. And so this is the latest Transformers Star Wars collaboration, which there have been others in the past. And I may very well break out a Millennium Falcon at some point to go over. But we're going to check this one out, as it is the new and improved version of a Star Wars Transformer. And Mandalorians kind of look robotic anyway. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks so much for coming back. I hope you enjoyed this review that puts two of my favorite fandoms together in one toy. And there's other ones. Let's have some fun. Be right back. So, as you can see, he is in his vehicle mode in the packaging, and it says Star Wars The Mandalorian. It shows his alt modes on the back, plus he comes with a stand and some blast effects. So it's a pretty cool package. Let's get him out so we can see if his helmet comes off. I don't think it does. So I'm opening it up from the side, sliding it out, and there we go with the N-1 Starfighter. He comes with instructions. Of course he comes with a shitty piece of paper, and he comes with accessories that are in Autobot paper. Would a Mandalorian really be considered an Autobot? Definitely not a Decepticon, but when we first met him, he was a bounty hunter. They don't have Star Wars paper. Tissue paper comes with the shield/stand, with the stand piece. The other has this blast effect, and this piece here, which we'll figure out what it does. The front, you can actually see there are additional blast effects, the pistol, the other blast effect that matches this one, and of course the Starfighter itself. Let's free him from the prison and take a look at this really cool Starfighter. I do have to say that the packaging does not make it easy to put the stuff back in later, but I guess this is the way. So there's the other blast effect, a very small pistol, very small, like teeny tiny. And two matching blast effects, a smaller blast effect, and a longer blast effect. And of course the N-1 Starfighter itself, which has this nice little area here that comes right off. An ejector for Grogu. This opens up, I guess you can put something in there. He's got the canopy here for the pilot area. Overall, a cool representation of the N-1 Starfighter. It's got these two guns up front, and Sky has joined us, so trying to take back her territory from Honor. Now, interestingly enough, this Grogu part comes off, the Grogu passenger area, and for whatever reason you can put it on the stand by itself. I don't know what that's supposed to signify. You can also put this piece around it, I guess, so that you can, I don't know, cover up the thinness when you actually mount the Naboo Starfighter on it. And you can also put the blast effects to firing weapons in the front and then the jets in the back. And then you can put him on top of the mount, so he is flying into battle. Good way to display it in vehicle mode if you choose to do that. Nice that it comes with a stand. What do you think, Sky? Definitely a cool Starfighter, definitely a cool mount, so pretty neat. I am enjoying this particular Starfighter, but we have to turn it into a robot. But I do want to point out it's got a lot of detail. The engines have a lot of detail. Again, the gun ports, the opening canopy for Grogu. There's a lot of nice detailing on the top here. On the bottom you have what could be additional weapons here, and probably joints, but it looks definitely like it would be fitting in a Star Wars era, especially a Naboo fighter on the bottom there. A Naboo fighter. Like, you know, the one that little hot shot flew and saved the day, though that was more yellow. All right, a very cool vehicle. I'm wondering if the little gun can attach somewhere in vehicle mode as well. I am not seeing anything to indicate that it can. And looking at it, I'm not seeing any ports that can hold it. You can probably put it on the side here if you really want. If they had two, that would be nice. Then it wouldn't look so awkward. And you can put a little blast effect on it. But all right, let's get him into his robot mode, though I do want to say he is 9 inches long approximately in his vehicle mode, with a width of like 5.5 inches, 6 if you count the blast effects. All right, time to discover the way to transform him. So there he is in Mando mode. Just seems wrong calling it robot mode. Gonna give him a spin on the turntable of doom. Now I have to say the transformation pretty clever. He looks very good in this form. Some previous Star Wars guys were just not that good looking in the robot form, but some were actually pretty clever. But give him a spin. Now I can tell right off the bat he's got a neat little feature, which is a holster for his pistol. You don't see a lot of those with Transformers having holsters. I think I can count one, and Wild Wheel, but which also had a Western vibe. Yes, he's got a holster for his pistol, which it's kind of small, but size only matters somewhat in some situations. In this case, it could be a very powerful blaster. Remember Men in Black? Little gun, really good. Now, this piece here actually bends and bends back and has a handle, so it can also become a weapon, which is a pretty neat looking weapon. It could be a gun with a bayonet, could be a bayonet with a gun. Now, as I suspected, the itty bitty, that flew out of his hand. The itty bitty blast effect goes on the little gun, and the bigger one can attach under there. So yes, that is where the blast comes out, and this is just to impale somebody. Now where this part goes, it doesn't really show something to do with it. When he's in his robot mode, I guess it's just to send Grogu over there to hang out, chill, be safe, use the Force from a distance. All right, let's go over some posability on this brand new robot. He does have somewhat of ankle tilts. Not huge ones, but they are existing. Now, the ultimate test. And yes, he can do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not a problem. He can kick forward. Good height. Kick back. Also good height. Kick to the side. Nice side kick right there. Bends at the knee. Can really, this little groove there, or greave, or whatever they call it, he could really get into someone's junk and cause them a massive amount of pain. Of course, certain aliens might not have their junk there, but it's more than a 90-degree tilt. Now, swiveling, it swivels all the way around. This holster does not cause a problem with the swiveling, so that is good to know. He can twist all the way around at the waist very nicely. Now his arms, with a little maneuvering, you can get them to go all the way around, just because of these weird loopy things in the back. But he can bend at the elbow 90 degrees, swivels, his fists do turn, and he's got these nice little hand guards. The fingers do not articulate at all, unfortunately, and the head all the way around. I mean, the actual Mandalorian can't go all the way around with his head because that would kill him, but he would do it without taking off his mask, which does not come off, which, is a good thing. So I could see him flying in the N-1 Starfighter, or the N-1 Starfighter flying in and, Mando, you have a new ship. Mando, you are a new ship. So yeah, I think he's a very well put together Star Wars crossover. Again, some of the ones previously, when we had a whole bunch of them, were not nearly as good. His arms can also go up like that, but he can batch himself on the head with these spiky things, so just be careful of that. I will say that the smaller gun, the post is very short. It does not like to stay in that well into his hand, but then again, he quite often dropped his gun, so. But there you have him, the Mandalorian as a transformer that becomes the N-1 Starfighter. I like him. I think he is a great addition to the Transformers universe. I've never been a huge fan of blast effects, so I'm going to take those away. But I think he looks very cool, and Honor thinks so too, don't you? Actually, she just wants to play with the blast effects. I'm just going to double check in case I missed something on these instructions. But no, I don't see anything that indicates where this should go. I'm wondering, it can't go onto his arm as a communicator. That would have been cool. But still, a fun toy. I quite enjoyed The Mandalorian. I watched it twice all the way through. I might do it a third time. I know some people have probably watched it a lot more than that, but I got things to do. But yeah, a fun toy. Definitely recommend them. I'll put links in the description where you can pick them up. And while you are debating about whether or not you want to get this crossover with Star Wars, you could check out this video over here, which is a crossover with G.I. Joe. It is Bumblebee, but as a G.I. Joe vehicle. Again, if you're enjoying this content, by all means, feel free to subscribe. That'd be awesome. We'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting, but only if you work for the guild.